Today we're going to work with an app called MOMA Art Lab. It looks like this right here, MOMA Lab. Tap the app. It'll open. There's a cartoon. If your sound's on, you might hear some music. And your screen should look like this. And we're going to learn a few basic tricks with MOMA Art Lab. And we're going to try to work with a partner to make our own scarecrow. And it's going to be your own special scarecrow. It doesn't have to look like anybody else's. It can be any way you want. Okay? First things first, this white background doesn't have to stay white. Over here on the side, there's two squares. If I tap those two squares, it'll change the color of the background. So I'm going to make mine purple. Then down here at the bottom, we have shapes. Can any of you name some of these shapes at the bottom? You can. Okay, so what do we have? Are these shapes that you can name? Not really? Well, definitely not these. These are shapes that you call organic shapes. We're not going to work with those too much. We want to work with these shapes. They're geometric shapes. So your triangles, squares, rectangles, those are what we need. And if we hit this color wheel over here, it gives us some color choices. If I swipe, it gives us more choices. So I'm going to pick a color for my scarecrow's head. Tap the screen, it'll go away. Now all of my shapes are that color. Then tap a shape for my head. Now if I think this is too big, I can take two fingers. That's really big. If I put my two fingers together, it makes it small. If you accidentally get too many things on your screen, what we want to do is grab it and throw it away off to the side. Okay, so I've got a head. Then I need to pick a different color, and I need a body. That could be good for a scarecrow, or it could be a rectangle. You decide what shape you want it to be. Oh, maybe I don't want a circle. I'm going to switch to a rectangle. That's kind of small for a body though, so I'm going to take two fingers and make it big. Oh, and look, if I take two fingers and turn, I can turn the shape. Now it is easier to turn shapes when they're big than it is when they're small. I can put that right there. And then he needs some arms. So I'm going to turn it and shrink it. I want both arms to be the same size though. So I hold my finger down on that shape. I hit the first choice, which says duplicate. And that'll give me another arm. And my scarecrow needs some pants. So I'm going to pick a color for the pants and pick a shape for his legs and attach. Hold it down, hit the first choice, and I have two that are the same. And I'll take it and turn it. Now he has pants on his body. When you're working, if you accidentally tap too many times, things might disappear because the shapes work kind of like pieces of paper. So if you need something to come back to the front, just tap 2 times and it'll change where it is. Like if my head ends up in the wrong spot, it's gone. If I tap a couple times, it's back and I can put it back. Now, part of your scarecrow you might not be able to make with shapes, like the eyes. If you have a mouth, you might need something else. So we hit this tool right here. It's the pencil tool. These squiggles mean you can draw whatever shape you want. And the line size is how thick those lines will be. So if it's on the skinny one, it'll be a skinny line. If it's on the fat one, it'll be a fat line. If I want to erase things, I hit this shape down here. That's my eraser. And it'll only erase the pencil. It will not erase any of my shapes that are on here because it's in pencil mode. With these straight ones, same, it'll make only straight lines. So that's what that does. And if I want it to go away, hit the eraser. So I can use those to make details on my scarecrow. So I'll pick a color. I want to do the eyes. Since eyes are round, I want to use the round tool. If you don't like what you did, it was too messy, erase it. And try it again. So there's a dot, there's a dot, there's a smile. And when your Scarecrow's all finished, don't make it disappear. Don't get out of the app, because I want to see your Scarecrow so I can see how you and your partner did. So over here on the side, tap the camera one time. The screen will flash. That saves the picture so I can see it, and we'll delete it later. And if you wanted to see where your stored picture is, this round circle over here is where you will find it. There's my stored Scarecrow from today. Here's my stored Scarecrow from a couple years ago.